Hi, Marquise. My name is Marcus Rush. I'm a recruiter here with the American Mobile Healthcare Company. I see that you're interested in the renal dialysis position within the nursing department. Just going to ask you a few brief questions.
Okay.
Just to kind of see exactly why you're interested in the position, see based off of what kind of qualifications that you may have. Towards the end or at the end, if you do have any type of questions that you may want to ask, definitely feel free, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's go ahead and start with your first question. Tell me something about yourself.
Well, I'm 28 years old. I'm a current student at MATC for the renal dialysis position. And I'm mostly a lovable guy. Everybody likes me. And I'm a hard worker. And basically, my 9 to 5 is working with a company already, but I'm ready to move on.
Okay. Why did you choose to study renal dialysis?
I chose to study renal dialysis because most of my family members, they're in the medical field. My mother is a phlebotomist. My aunt is a registered nurse, and just wanted to do it ever since I was a little bit of a younger child because I like being around hospitals and I like the work environment as well as the people, and I just thought what better way to do something family oriented as such as jumping into the medical field.
All right, not bad at all. So what have you learned during your time in school?
Well, with my English class, I've learned how to prepare myself more, communicating with people, because I used to have a problem with that, and learning a little bit more about my writing skills to make sure it sounds more professional as well as improves my skills. And in my psychology class, I learned to read emotions with like a human relation, such as their emotions, what makes them angry, and all sorts of stuff.
How do you think that would help you in this position?
I think it'll help me in this position because it can help me work with my coworkers as a partial teammate with them, and it can be a big contribute when it's coming to working with the customers, because you don't want to have an angry customer because you possibly poked them the wrong way, and you always want to keep them calm and collected. And then when it comes to the writing portion, for the doctors to know, you have to write all your medical terminologies correctly, spelling correctly, and making sure everything is documented correctly for your employers as well as HR, so it wouldn't be like a major mistake.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely want to avoid any type of lawsuits. You know, we always want to make sure that we adhere to all policies and procedures as best as possible, okay?
Okay.
All right. So what do you think of the qualities of a good renal dialysis nurse?
Good qualities, I would say, would be they have to be a hard worker with their co-workers. Can't be no slackers, because you got to do a lot of work during the 8 to 12 hour shift, and you don't want nobody messing that up with you. They also have to be patient with the work as well as the customers, because I know sometimes you can have an angry customer come in and you have to deal with it, and sometimes you be on your bad day and you might take it out on the wrong time, and you just need to be patient and ready to do whatever it takes throughout the whole day. Also, I think another reason to make a good renal dialysis nurse is how they do their work throughout a daily basis with their paperwork, talking with the bosses, their doctors, and the patients, making sure everything's going okay, as well as the machines.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think a follow-up is fairly important in this job, as well as most jobs. Quite often, you know, we have employees or just representatives in general who start off with a certain task or goal in mind, but the actual follow-up or finishing, seeing the process through is something that, you know, sometimes people struggle with. So it's definitely something that we would want you, should we hire you, should we give you the opportunity, it's something that we would want to make sure that would be something that as a priority of your focus is seeing the task through through to completion. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So essentially, the final question in regards to what I would have for you, and probably the most introspective one, is why should we hire you?
Well, the reason you guys should hire me is because throughout my whole work history, I've never quit a job. I'm always on time. I'm really good with people. I'm a great communicator with my coworkers as well as the company. As you can tell, I'm going to school for renal dialysis, which makes it a little bit more qualifying because I'll know more about the machinery as well as the process of what it takes to go along with the work habits. Also, I'm always on time. I'm never late for my work, and I do pretty much a very outstanding job throughout the entire day.
Okay, all right. Are there any questions that you may have for me?
Yes, I understand what the job description and the requirements are for me, but I want to ask you guys, what are your expectations for your workers and employees?
Okay. Well, I would state that my expectations as an employer is that all nurses, come to work on a daily basis, focused and prepared to learn, especially in the early stages of your career. Remember that your best resource is the staff, and the staff that you'll be working with, and we expect that everyone exchanges or shares best practices and procedures.
Okay, cool. And my next question is, what are the various ways employees communicate with one another throughout the work?
That's a good question. First, I'd say you're correct about the communication methods here between the staff by labeling it as various. The interactions between staff members generally depends on the shifts of the employees. Of course, according to our policies, written documentation may be required, especially for staff members that are on differing shifts. However, this is a face-to-face job. Excuse me. This is a face-to-face job, and face-to-face communication is extremely important. This is not a job that can be done over the phone or online. So that interpersonal communication is definitely something that is necessary here. So like I said, we do have various methods, but of course face-to-face and written will be more so your most used sources of communication. Okay?
Okay.
Alrighty. Well, thank you very much for this interview, and we'll be getting back to you probably within the next week or so. Any other questions you may have for me?
I wanted to ask mostly about the health benefits.
Okay, well, that would be something that we would discuss more so once we have HR, or should I say, HR representative, and we would kind of get into that more so in the hiring process if we would actually, get that far. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So it is possible that we may be conducting second interviews. We will be giving you a call. I believe we do have your contact information, and look forward to hearing from somebody within the next 5 to 7 days.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for coming. You have a good day.
You too.